The 187 member states argued that the U.S. decision to ignore the previous resolutions of the world body with impunity is unacceptable. The blockade imposed in 1962 has reached extreme levels and continues to demonstrate the centrality of U.S. foreign policy on Cuba and undermines all diplomatic efforts. They further argued that the sanctions are inconsistent with international law and is of little help in maintaining a conducive global order, respect for human rights, and prevention of conflict.
Beyond the damaging impact of the embargo on ordinary Cubans, U.S. sanctions and other administrative and judicial measures are also negatively affecting the economic interests of the European Union. We have firmly and continuously opposed any such measures due to their extraterritorial application and their impact on the European Union, and this in violation of commonly accepted rules of international trade.
The benefits and cycle of international development cooperation are upended as long as a member of the international community is unreasonably deprived of opportunities to contribute to our collective vision of a safe, just, sustainable, prosperous, and progressive world.
From the most recent report of the Secretary General, I would like to highlight the response provided by the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner of Human Rights. He concludes that the economic, commercial, and financial embargo imposed on Cuba continues to negatively impact the enjoyment of human rights by the country's population, particularly the most vulnerable people.
In addition to the effects aforementioned, the embargo is affecting the crisis following the COVID-19 pandemic and is exacerbating current economic, financial, and climate crises. And all of these are placing the well-being of the Cuban people under additional strain.
It is a fact that countries perceive the implications of sanctions regimes differently from one another. If one looks at the bigger picture carefully, unilateral sanctions have not had their desired effect. It is therefore time, we say, to re-examine the continuation of the sanctions against Cuba and withdraw them.
Cuba's foreign minister labeled the embargo as genocidal, which not only cripples his country in development, but also deprives U.S. entrepreneurs of business opportunities.
In a globalized international economy, it's not just absurd, but it's also criminal to continue to prohibit the export to Cuba of articles manufactured in any country containing at least 10% of U.S. components, and also to prevent the import into the United States of products manufactured in third countries if they contain some raw materials, intangible or components that come from Cuba. What would have happened to other economies, including in rich countries, if they had been subjected to similar conditions?
The U.S. and Israel voted against the draft resolution calling for the end of U.S. economic embargo, while Ukraine abstained.